This is teams that have dominated the offseason by Sam Monson, Pro Football Focus. So these are all teams that have earned A's in offseason grades. The good news is the Browns are there. The bad news is so are the Steelers and Bengals, in addition to the Eagles, Giants, Chargers, Colts, Lions, Broncos, and Bears. How do you think the additions of the Bengals and Steelers impact what the Browns have done and have to worry about? I know you've written an article about that as well.
Yeah, well, when I look at the Bengals, first of all, the big thing is, they continue to improve the offensive line. It was, again, an issue towards the end of last season. Joe Burrow took a lot of hits. And as we've seen, throughout his short time in Cincinnati, the Bengals need to keep protecting Joe Burrow well. And in the AFC Championship game, getting sacked 5 times. So that was a huge issue. Then they go and bring in Orlando Brown Jr. to be the left tackle, moving Jonah Williams over to the right side. That's huge because the last couple of years have shown that if the Bengals can protect Joe Burrow, their offense is almost unstoppable because they already have those 3 elite receivers, Jamar Chase, T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, and Joe Burrow's quickly become one of the best quarterbacks in football. You keep him upright and you really make it harder for defenses to get pressure with just 4 guys, then that defense is going to have a very long day. So for the Browns, I think that's a big thing that they got to be able to do is they got to figure out how to get pressure with 4 guys, even though, like I said, this offensive line for Cincinnati looks better. Where it helps in right away is they play week 1. So if you're going to take advantage of a team's changes on the offensive line, it's going to be early before they establish chemistry. And going over to the Pittsburgh Steelers and where they've, made upgrades, it's clearly been in the secondary. They signed Patrick Peterson. They drafted Joey Porter Jr., who should have been a top 20 pick. They took him with the first pick of the second round, and a pick that I think we all knew there was no universe in which that pick was going to be traded with Joey Porter Jr. available. I think we all knew he was going to be going to the Steelers, and it makes sense. They've had issues at corner for a long time. Now you add Peterson, now you add Porter Jr., and then you look at the Steelers defense, it's better built to go up against these high-flying offenses in the AFC North, the Bengals, the Ravens, the Browns. The Steelers clearly, when you look at just pure quarterback talent, are in 4th place right now, unless Kenny Pickett, has a real breakout season in 2023. So the approach they've had, to me, has been they're trying to improve a lot of aspects of their teams, specifically the defense, trying to make that better. They also help improve the offensive line by trading off the draft Broderick Jones, the offensive tackle from Georgia. I think it was with the 14th pick. So they're trying to improve everything around the quarterback to make his life easier. And, if your quarterback only has to score 17 points compared to 25 points in any given game for your team to win, that's a huge advantage. And we know the Steelers, they're always kind of a pesky team. They're so good, they're so sound on both sides of the football. They just have to figure out a way to make up the difference in the AFC North games between the quarterback, because outside of quarterback, because like I said, you look at all 3 teams they play against, they're going to have a disadvantage when it comes to talent at quarterback.